Okay, this is where if Asta had Sasuke's ability and Sasuke, and I left off at him going to the Black Bulls area. And his abilities is Blaze Control. He has the internal Mangekyo Sharingan. He will learn Susanoo later on in the story, and he will not get the Renegon in this. Okay, and I'll just continue this once all Black Clover catches up with the manga, I guess. You know, after the time skip that they have in the manga. But yeah, he has lightning and fire release, and he does have chakra. His grimoire gives him kunais and shinigans, and the grass cutter blade, and a cloak that is immune to his fire, of course, and can cancel out magic with a slight, or like reduce the magic's attack with blocking it, like reduce the damage and all that. So, plus he has to be fast enough to use Todori, so he's like Lee fast, or I'll say he's beyond Lee fast, so he's fast enough to run and disappear out of people's sight. You get it? Okay. Get back to the what if. So he comes to the Black Bulls with him walking in, and slowly a fire attack's about to hit him, but he has enough reaction speed to activate Amaterasu onto it, having black flames burst everywhere in the Black Bulls. That makes them actually look at him and acknowledge him. With Magma seeing his flames get burnt away by sees others' flames. And that's when they're like, Yami breaks the wall and says, "Stop destroying everything!" And they get the walls fixed up, of course. But yeah, he says that this is a new recruit, Asta. Wait, no, he says, "What's your name, kid?" He says, "My name's Asta." And stuff like that. So that's whenever Magma says you have to do the Black Bulls test. And he says you have to do baptism by fire. And that's whenever I'll say, Yami says sure, but it probably wouldn't work, and out loud. And Magma's like, "What are you talking about?" Yami says, "You'll figure out." So he tells them, "Get your grimoire ready." He says, "I don't need my grimoires, I just need my eyes." He says, "Okay, kid." That's where he throws out the spread shot, but Asta almost looks like he's barely moving, but he can sidestep all of these easily. Like nothing's really happening. And that causes him to be kind of confused and stuff like that, because he's kind of just dodging all of his moves easily. So after a while throwing them, and he says whatever, says now for the real test, throwing as fast as ball, but Asta can dodge it, but he says I'll just show off my power with his cloak always on him, I'm gonna say, but he lets the magical attacks touch him on purpose, and that's when they say he didn't even try to dodge. With as soon as that happens, it explodes, but in that explosion is black fire, and people see the flame getting engulfed by it and getting burnt, pretty much getting burned away. And that's when he says that useless move against me. Almost all magic's useless against me because all my techniques can nullify it or burn it. That's when he's like, "Oh really?" And he says, "Can you handle Meteor, the same move, but he calls it meteor rush. Throwing a whole bunch more. This is where you see him, pretty much him move his arms with kunais coming out of it, going straight through, because they are anti-magic dispersing them. Going straight through, and him getting stabbed a couple times. Not too serious because he didn't throw it at killing a tent, but Magma still gets hit. He, of course, rips them out easily. It's nothing really that hard for him to do. He says, cool. So you have some kind of like disperse magic, or magic dispersal magic. He says, no, I have the ability to nullify magic and a strange ability to create fire and stuff. That's when Luck says, fight me, fight me. That's when Luck activates his electricity and stuff. And whenever he sees this, he says, sure. But he has such reaction speed, I'll say he's able to dodge these attacks easily. Because we see Magma without any ocular enhancement vision able to dodge his attacks. So it'll be child's plays to somebody with the Sharingan, pretty much. So he'd just be dodging these and all kinds of stuff. And it's like, Luck to be like, why aren't you taking him back? And he says, are you sure? This is where you see him start dodging and stop for a minute. And a whole bunch of lightning will appear out of nowhere on his hands. This is where you see him go full speed rushing at him. Him disappearing in the middle of it. But you see him behind Luck. But of course, Luck does have a enhanced reaction speed too. He will dodge. When he does, that's whenever Asta will be right next to him again. And that's whenever he'll cut his side with the Chidori. And that would depress people, and they'd be like, what else abilities do you got? That's when he says, who here has the most, like, will? And that's why you say that. Saying, I don't want to break one of my new teammates' will whenever I first meet them. Sorry about that. They, of course, say Yami. Then he does Tsukiyomi on them. But normal people would have flinched and all that, but Yami just says, so you have some kind of ability to put somebody in illusions. And he'll be like clapping, saying, normally people would go insane after seeing that, or at least scream out. Then I asked what happened. He says that it was almost like I was put in another world with me getting stabbed on this cross kind. He says a cross and all that. And I died several times. Every time. So he says about for 4 months. And that's when they say, do you have any other kind of elements? That's when he would say, okay then, this is where he would do fire style pretty much. With people seeing him kind of put his hands together and do some weird symbols. And breathe in and say, Fireball Jutsu. That's when it asks, why'd you do hand signs? That's whenever he would say that these abilities I've been showing you are not even magic. There's some kind of other energy that I have mastery over. Hi guys, I'm back. I'm really sick. I just threw up, so I'm still gonna do my what ifs as best as possible. And I had to upload everything that I had stocked up because didn't have enough data left. So those like 12 what ifs I uploaded about the Otsusukis and all that. Yeah, that's quite a bit. And my redo of What If Naruto's reincarnation of Madara and Hashirama redo. Because I messed up Madara's Sharingan, and I was already thinking of doing a redo because I didn't like making him that OP without making Sasuke OP. I've seen people liked it, but I feel like people like this one, the new one I did. But I'll get into the what if. So, it's the next day. He gets shown around the whole area. And this one he runs into Noelle. Since he is a Uchiha, Uchihas are physically strong, and we've seen how tall they can get because they're taller than Naruto. So I'll say he's like a height because Uchihas are kind of like nobles of the leaf and stuff like that. They even people from the Hyuga clan refer their princess and all that. So yeah. And she asks, what noble family did you belong to? Probably the Crimson, I forget, the Vermilion, I forget. He says, no, I'm just a regular dude from out in Hodge Village. And she's like, just a commoner. Get out of my presence. And that's whenever she tries to shoot him with a water blast, but even before it could like turn in any direction, he kind of just opens his eyes again with Mangekyo Sharingan. With people know it, but she doesn't know. But this causes the whole thing to burn up in flames. And that's when she says, what are those? Water should be able to beat flames. That's when he says, the flames that I possess are stronger than any flames in the world. I can engulf the whole sun in this. Which theoretically he can, but he probably has to get close enough. But yeah. So she storms off saying, I'm not part of the Black Bulls. He picks up the robe and goes to give it to her. And plus his robe has the Black Bulls on it because he already has the robe. But it's a long robe, kind of. And it has the Black Bulls on it. But yeah. This is when Ray sees her freak out and use her magic owl whack. And whenever it does this, it creates a huge orb. But with him, Naruto running back, disappearing, and reappearing where all the Black Bulls are, he pretty much gets there and they say, how are we going to take them down? That's when he says, I'll just burn it. They say, but wouldn't that take a little long? He says, not if I do something like this. They see him leave a couple hand seals, but while he's breathing in, they think about doing the fireball, but they see a couple more hand seals. This one he says, majestic fire destroyer jutsu with blaze control. Covering the fireball in blaze control, exploding, destroying the whole water while burning it away. And him, Naruto, running and jumping up there. And pretty much getting up there and grabbing her and falling down. And that's where I'm going to leave it off. Goodbye.